everybody, and welcome back to another progress update. As you can see, I already have the ship in front of me. As you can see, I'm always at the same area of the shipyard with the Queen Mary over there. It's basically become my little area where I build my ships. So it's a little bit. I got a little bit of deja vu here because of that. And as you can see, its similarities with the other ship, but it's going to be my yacht. As you can see, it's very yacht-like. As you can see, the flag at the stern here is the Austria-Hungarian Empire flag. I try to improve my flags a little bit, and this is my newest attempt at that, as you can see. And another new thing, as you might have heard before, I have been talking about is here. The shear is still existent, as you can see, but it's more present than ever, basically, because beforehand I only really had it at the bow and stern. Here it is really going throughout the entire ship, which, yeah, I guess it also makes it a little more yacht-like. And also something you can see, there's not just shear, there's also camber, which is basically shear, but over the width of the ship, which basically is a U shape, but upside down. So I believe it's for structural integrity, and so the water can flow off the sides. So that I included that as well, or at least somewhat. No other thing I wanted to include, but recently removed, is the bulging of the hull, because yeah, I've been talking a lot with the people in the community, and a lot have given me fire for that one, but also for the other two things. But with this one, I've decided that maybe this one was a little too much, but I've decided to keep the other ones. As you can see, the exterior is getting close to done by this point. The masts are still under construction because there wasn't enough space for them under the gantry, but I did start the last mast, and the funnel is also completed, so that's nice. And as you can see, the deck is mostly done actually. The detail is already in. The engine hatches over there, very oceanic, 8 from 1899 like. There's also the officers' quarters, the bridge, again a floating bridge, actually in very similar design from the last one, so I tried to include some of the designs I did on the last trip because they proved themselves. But as you can see, a lot of the areas are still very undetailed, just the basic structure is done. Only here at the stern there's really everything with like the bollards, little bit of a chest. Yeah, and here's a bench even, so a little bit is there, but a lot is still to do on the ship. As you can see, however, I did do some rooms. As you can see, the main dining room and lounge with the grand staircase. I'm really happy with this room, and because this is my yacht, I wanted to live my wildest of dreams. So this is very open, very airy, but also has a very wooden aesthetic, and is still very comfortable. That's what I like, and it even has this little floral pattern for the flooring, which is something I very much like. As you can see, the entrance is also in this room because I don't really need an extra reception room, so I just decided to put the entrances here. Another room I'm very happy with is the music room at the aft end of the ship. This idea is something I've had also with the other room ever since I envisioned this yacht. So I'm really happy that I included it. And as you can see, I put a lot of detail in this room. I tried to play a little more with entities this time, because I decided a few entities weren't that bad, especially on this yacht, because it isn't that big. So I decided to play a little bit around with them. And so there's a lot to offer in this room alone. Like, there's a little bit of a model ship, there's a piano for music, there's even cake wagons. Now, maybe you've seen it, but Doku200 actually did a tour video of my Arctic, which was very lovely of him. I may even put a link down into the description if I don't forget it. He mentioned these cake carts. Now, on that ship, they were a little bit unrealistic, a little strewn about in areas where they didn't really make much sense. but so I decided to keep them, but I'm going to only include them where they make sense, and in other areas I might put plate cards, linen cards and stuff, so I can diversify a little more, so they even make so they still make sense, because I still like everything to make sense, but I like the cake cards in itself. As you can see, I included a fire station, and there's generally a lot of seating back here, which I took advantage of with the hull, and this is some idea I also had, and I also included some bookshelves later on up here, because if you're here you want to read some books, and this is like the perfect area to read, and so I included those. And you can even have this room with these curtains. If you close them, you have like this seating room, which is a little more private, and then you have this music room area, so you can even close it up a little bit if you want to. And the last room I built is this library. It has basically a book collection, but more of a historical collection. Over here we have a ship collection area with like ship models in this glass showcase, and there's also some historical books and stuff over here. There's sheet music in this quadrant, and over here we have some history in general with this very nice water fountain. I decided to include a very nice water feature, and there's some storybooks, standard books over here, but because I'm not much of a reader I didn't include that many of them. And now we get into the areas that are completely unfinished. As you can see, there's a lot of stuff that still needs to happen, like the galleys are going to be over here, some storerooms, main cabins, servants' cabins, trimmers and firemen. On the upper deck we have a lot of crew areas and also a lot of staircases. As you can see, down below there's a lot of cargo areas and even more firemen and trimmers. We have cargo holds, we have the incomplete boiler rooms and engine rooms, we have the engine hatch, we have everything that is completely unfinished. We even have a spa area back here, which is something I wanted to do. Now I'm going to pull up a plan of the ship I drew, actually, because this is the first ship where I drew a complete 100% plan of the entire ship before building it, and I've decided to stay true to this plan as much as I could, so you might see a lot of similarities from on screen to what I'm building right now. And one thing I've actually forgot to mention is here I actually have my own cabin already built, which is I like my wooden aesthetics, so I included like a little seating room, a little bit of a music area, a little bit of a bedroom, and my own private bathroom. And in this log cabin aesthetic, because that is something I'm very much a fan of. And as you can see, the hull again has its standardized detailing. There's even the ash places I already planned in, because that is something that was a problem on the last ship we had to include later on. So this time I included them into plans, but I didn't actually draw them in the deck plans you saw earlier. Because I didn't quite know where I should put them, so I did it to put them in later on again. So I had a little bit of a three-dimensional more look at it. But I decided to take a lot of the designs that worked out on the last ship, so I have a lot of designs you already saw, but I decided to include some new stuff as well with the new the sheer camber and stuff, and also the rooms are a little bit different in design, a little more grand, and also the ship is a little bit of a later time. This is from, I believe, 1900, around 1905. I don't quite remember when I'm gonna put this, but around that age at least. As you can see, the hull is very yacht inspired. Now this is a little bit of a weird, it looks a little bit weird right now, and I'm not 100% sure if it's gonna stay like this. It may get worked over, but I'm not 1,000,000% sure about that yet. That would be everything really. You saw a lot of the stuff that is currently going on, but a thing is, this is going to stay dormant for a while because I'm currently very busy with school. When I'm recording this, I am I am very busy, and you're gonna see this next week. But the times haven't been changing by then, so that means the ship will probably look exactly the same as it is doing right now when I'm recording this. So that means this is going to take a little while. Now there is a lot of done, but there's still a lot to do, so you're not going to see this in any time soon. So yeah, sorry about that, but I just have been very busy lately, and yeah, I don't have many other projects going by now, but I'm gonna soon start with the sister ships of the other ship, so that's gonna be nice. I have some very interesting ideas regarding that, and I hope you liked this video, a little bit of a show of a show and tell basically of what has been going on lately again. And yeah, I hope you have a good day, everyone.